All right, hello Facebook world, Richard Scott here. It is, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we're watching storms back in East Mississippi really come up on the state line. Now, we're not on TV, we're strictly on Facebook Live and the website stream, but I want to spend some time with you and show you what is going on. We have a couple of tornado warnings right on the state line, and there's no watches, there's no warnings in our counties for right now, but just to the west of southern Lamar County and just to the west of Pickens County, there's two tornado warnings. There's one right there for that cell that's moving into northwest Pickens County and southern Lamar County. That's Highway 96 runs up to Millport and Kennedy. There's Ethelsville and Pickensville. Again, there's no current warnings in our counties, but in East Mississippi, the National Weather Service office has issued a tornado warning for that cell down at Brooksville, Mississippi. And then the one to the east of Columbus that's crossing over into West Alabama. Again, so far, there is no tornado warning. We spoke with the National Weather Service office in Birmingham, and we're on a chat room with them. And they did say they don't plan to issue a tornado warning for Lamar or Pickens for the moment. However, they're closely watching it as well as we are. So let's look at the velocity with this and just kind of look at this thing together and make sure there's no sign of a tornado. And what's left of that rotation, they issued a tornado warning for Lowndes County, Mississippi. That's where Columbus sits, Lowndes County. And this butts up to Pickens and western Lamar County. And what they're watching is that little spot right there, put on the storm relative velocity. And again, that spot right there is what they are talking about. It was back here in Mississippi when they did trigger that tornado warning. But again, the Weather Service so far not issuing for any Alabama counties with that particular storm. But they are watching it as well as we are. That's the reason we're here, is just to kind of give you an update just in case they decide to issue. And the other circulation is back here at Brooksville, Mississippi. That right there, that's going to be crossing into western Pickens County. Again, that's Pickensville there. There's Ethelsville. And again, this cell moving more east-northeast. And they haven't issued a tornado warning for any Alabama counties, but it's a close call. So we're just going to kind of go on here online and let you know what's going on. So let me go out to a wide view, and let's take you over to Doppler radar out of, let's do Columbus. It's going to give us a better vantage point. Now, there's quite a bit of rain over West Alabama. And again, rain is a good thing. It's tending to keep things a little more stable. But down here, there's warm air that's trying to come northward, but there's just not much instability to work with. So it's essentially just a really close call for a potential for anything severe into West Alabama. So again, we're not on TV. This is a strictly Facebook Live and our website stream. And I do want to mention, too, if something happens, you lose power where you are, we're on the WVUA 23 app, too, that's free. So just another place you can get us. But the reason I went ahead and came onto Facebook is just because that storm that's coming out of Lowndes and Noxubee counties in Mississippi is a mighty close call, as there are two tornado warnings for that go up to the state line. Let me tell you what, let's look at the watch warning map. And you can see there's two polygons, a longer polygon, then a very tiny polygon that's up against the state line. Those are for two different tornadic rotations, one that's near Brooksville, Mississippi, the other that is just to the east of Columbus. And so far, so good. The Weather Service is not issued over on the Alabama side of this. But again, this is for northern Pickens and southern Lamar, the only area we're really watching. Everything else is just rain and some thunder. There's a wind advisory for all of West Alabama, central Alabama. That's for tonight and tomorrow. Winds, pressure gradient winds outside the thunderstorms could gust over 35 miles per hour. So it's going to be windy tonight and windy tomorrow. Tornado watch back in Mississippi. So let's take you over to Columbus radar and show you there's that tornado warning right on the state line to the west in northern Pickens County and southern Lamar. We've got rain and some thunder up here in Hamilton and stretching over towards Smith Lake, Jasper and Fayette, raining, Vernon and Lamar County, rain falling there. But in terms of a tornado, no warnings on the Alabama side. So if you're down in Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, towards Greensboro, there's some rain and thunder west of us, but no indication of anything severe heading your way just yet. Let's go to Jackson. It's radar. Now let's go down to the southwest. And let me mention this too, that the chance for severe weather is really low tonight. This is a deal where something like this one thunderstorm is what we're watching. Most of this is just rain and thunder. Even this back here in central Mississippi, it's just some rain and thunderstorms, nothing major to be concerned about as it moves into West Alabama. So I'm not expecting this to blow up in coverage and move into Alabama, produce a lot of severe weather. It's just not going to happen. But it's a very close call for that tornadic storm that's back in Mississippi. Weather Service said, hey, you need to watch it. So we decided to come on for a little bit and spend some time with you and keep you up to date. So let's go to that storm that's coming into northern Pickens and the other that's in Lamar. And let's go over to Columbus radar. There's that storm down at Brooksville, just north of Macon. The other one that's moving in southern Lamar County, kind of getting stretched out a little bit. So let's look. And this is totally in Alabama now. That original tornado warning polygon has moved all the way over in Alabama. It looks like the Weather Service office in Birmingham is typing something for us. And may have a TDS over near Brooksville. So let's look at this thing together. I'll tell you what, let me pan us down to the southwest. There's the Lamar County storm. Let's go down to this one. Let's see if there's a TDS popping up here, tornado debris signature. And that's what that would represent. That looks like a TDS right there. Let's go to the velocity right there. So that may be some debris we're seeing right there north of Brooksville. So let's see, Weather Service, this is what they said. Cell that has moved into the Pickens-Lamar County line. The structure is not really set up for a tornado, but they're going to keep an eye on it. But I tell you what, that certainly looks like a TDS, a tornado debris signature, popped up just north of Brooksville, Mississippi. So this is going to move into Pickens County. That's Pickensville. The Tombigbee River crosses over in Lowndes County, Mississippi, out of the Pickensville area. And that thing right there looks interesting. So, again, there's no tornado warning for Pickens County, but that is very interesting. Let me send a message to the Weather Service. See their thoughts on that. Again, we're just on Facebook Live, by the way, in the website stream. We are not on TV right now. Let's see. Okay, Weather Service office in Jackson did confirm that. So this is a confirmed tornado in Mississippi. Okay, this is on the Lowndes County and Noxubee County line. So this is a confirmed tornado. Let's go to radar out of Columbus, and you're going to see a purple polygon, or a pinkish purple polygon. So this is a radar indicated confirmed tornado right on the state line. So again, if you're at Ethelsville to the north of Pickensville along Highway 82 and especially to the west of Reform, let's monitor this carefully. We may get a tornado warning if this does indeed hold together. So again, we got a confirmed tornado right on the Alabama state line. Let's go to the north, or just to the west of the Alabama state line. Let's go to the north. And let's look at this storm in Lamar County, which had a tornado warning back in Mississippi, but the Weather Service office has not issued for Alabama. The little spot west of Millport sure looks suspicious. And it's not going to take much. These things are, they're close calls here. Let's look at the debris and see if there's anything right there. And I don't see anything yet, but we're watching western Lamar, southern Lamar County too, for anything there. So again, if you are just now joining us, Richard Scott here, it's about 8:20, so approaching the 8:30, bottom of the hour. We don't have any tornado warnings for our counties yet, but we've got a TDS confirmed tornado that is south of Columbus, Mississippi. Let's see. I'll tell you what, Anna, let's go ahead and go to TV, and because the Weather Service is really concerned about this, so Anna is going to get us punched up live on TV. So we're on Facebook now. We're about to go on television just to be safe, because we may have a tornado warning shortly for Lamar County, and then another one for potentially Pickens County. So let's go to radar out of Columbus. And let's go back into this tight. Let me, before we do that, let me show everybody in West Alabama. Again, we've got some thunderstorms that are moving into West Alabama, Lamar County, Fayette County, Marion, Walker County. We got some pretty good rains going on there. And the Weather Service may be about to issue a tornado warning for Pickens or Lamar counties here in West Alabama. So what we're about to do, we're about to join television here in just a moment. So y'all just bear with us. Again, there's nothing immediately pressing for the Tuscaloosa area down towards Demopolis. What we're focused on is solely for northern Pickens County, southern Lamar, and then Fayette counties. These two thunderstorms that look quite interesting here in West Alabama. About to move into West Alabama, the one in Pickens County. So just waiting. We're about to join television, about to break in a program as we may have a tornado warning about to be issued for our counties in West Alabama. So again, so far we don't have any tornado warnings just yet. But there's one right on the state line. There's another one down there south of Jackson. But the Weather Service watching Lamar County and watching Pickens County very closely. So, you know, if you are in Pickens County, Lamar County, be ready to take action any minute, as we could get a tornado warning in just a moment. So the Weather Service watching each radar scan carefully, and they're letting us know that this is an impressive thunderstorm and they may pull the trigger on a tornado warning. Hasn't happened yet. You don't see the red polygon in Lamar or Pickens County yet, but we could see one at just about any time. And tell you what, Anna, just let me know when we're on the television side of things, if we could join here pretty quickly. Let's go to Columbus radar. And again, there's the two storms we're watching in West Alabama. And let's just zoom into these two storms very closely now. So there's Columbus, Mississippi. Again, we had the tornado warning for Lowndes County for that storm just east of Columbus, but that storm has moved into Lamar County. And looks like the Weather Service sending us a message. Okay, so they're drawing up a tornado warning for Lamar and Southwest Fayette. They haven't issued yet, but they're drawing up a warning. So they're ready to issue if a scan does need it. If another scan comes in, we need a tornado warning. So again, this is a very close call. I'd say if you are in Millport and Kennedy, okay, so we're live on TV now. And Anna, you've got your mic. Okay, do you have it on in the board? Okay. So Anna Duvall is here with us too, and she's getting mic'd up. So the Weather Service drawing a tornado warning up for Lamar County and Southwest Fayette County. They haven't issued that yet, but if you're in Millport and Kennedy, let's go ahead and go to shelter now, as we have a possible developing tornado here west of Millport and west of Kennedy, and this is going to move basically down Highway 96 into western Fayette County. So again, it is 8:24 now. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott, I've got Anna Duvall here in the studio with us in the Weather Service office right now in Birmingham. They've got a tornado warning drawn up. It's ready to go. They just haven't done it yet, as they're making sure the next scan is supportive of a tornado. They don't want to issue a tornado warning when there's not one there, or not the potential for one there. Let's look at debris and see if we got anything we're seeing potentially down. I don't see anything yet. Again, that's just some noise to the west of Millport. Let's get back over to velocity. And again, you see that area right there. That could spin up into a tornado very quickly, and that may be happening. So again, we're watching southern Lamar County and western Fayette County like a hawk, as well as, and look, it just tightened up a little more there just to the northwest of Millport. So it's a close call there. So if you are to the south of Vernon, Lamar County, we're looking at Millport, Kennedy, and Belk. That's at Highway 96 corridor. that runs to downtown Fayette there, and we are basically at a point where the Weather Service has got their finger on the button. Think about it like a missile. It's about to go off. They got their finger on that button ready to pull the trigger. If this storm, if the next scan or two comes in and looks impressive, they're going to issue that warning. Now, they haven't done that yet. They're just trying to get us as much notice as we can, as the potential is there for a tornado. Tell you what, let me zoom out just a little bit. Let's go down to the storm. There is a confirmed tornado in East Mississippi in southern Lowndes County and portions of Noxubee County. So let's go down to the south. And again, this is a confirmed tornado down here. And let's see if it's still something that we're seeing with a radar product. So look at the velocity with that. And again, that's where that tornado was. And let's look at the debris signature and see if it's still there. Yeah, there it is. There's still a tornado down, and this thing's going to be crossing, approaching the Ethelsville area here in just a little bit. So again, a confirmed tornado in East Mississippi. This is two different circulations we're watching, one that's northeast of Brooksville, and this thing is approaching Ethelsville. That's in northwest Pickens County. There's a Reform. That's Highway 17 that runs from Palmetto to Reform to Carrollton. And again, the dangerous part of that storm is going to be crossing into the Ethelsville area just to the northwest of Pickensville. So if you think you're at Pickensville down to Aliceville, that circulation is going to stay just a hair to your north. But still, anywhere in northwest Pickens County, if you're in southern Lamar County, western Fayette County, you need to be in alert or ready to take action if they do trigger this. But I'd go ahead and say this. If you are north of Pickensville, I know there's not technically a warning for Alabama, but man, if I were you, I would go ahead and take a tornado precautions and go ahead and go to that safe place just to be at least course of regret. If you are, say, from north side of Pickensville, north side of Carrollton up to Ethelsville and Reform, I'd go ahead and go to a safe place. Go to the interior room in your home. If you're in a mobile home, this would be a good time to get out and find a site-built structure or a storm shelter. I know there's not a warning, so, you know, since there's not a warning yet, that may be a hard deal to find an open storm shelter for that area. So just keep that in mind. That is an issue until they issue a warning. See, they haven't issued a tornado watch. The Storm Prediction Center, they haven't posted a watch for area. And whenever they issue those tornado watches, a lot of those community storm shelters begin to go into their routine of issuing or opening up those storm shelters. But since there's technically not a watch for our counties, many community storm shelters may not be open now. So if you've got the phone number to those community shelters in your area, if you feel like you need to go to one, you may want to give them a call pretty quick and see if that's open. Otherwise, you need to set another plan, an alternate plan, and be ready to take action with this potential tornado as well. So again, just monitoring everything here. Saw something change. I believe they trimmed some of the tornado watch back in Mississippi. So let's go back over to radar again, watching the National Weather Service on an instant message chat room with the National Weather Service office in Birmingham, and they are very good about letting us know what's going on. And I've got this pulled up beside me. That's why we have this little cart here, you know, just to have that right here. I don't have to walk away. I don't have to go away from you. I can stay here and stay live for you nonstop. And that's the whole point of having this. This is all my data. Everything I need is right here. Of course, we've got Anna Duvall, who's also in the studio. Anna, you got your mic, I believe, on. And Anna, we're watching these storms. I know you're off camera, but we're watching these storms carefully too. Are you seeing anything back in Mississippi so far?
Yeah, we're seeing 1,746 people without power right now in Lowndes County. So a lot of, power outages coming through as this tornado trucks through the area right now.
Are you seeing any reports back on the chat room in Jackson? Any damage back there? I know we saw that TDS near Brooksville. I'm not on the Jackson chat.
Yes, let me open it up right now. A few minutes ago, they said the debris signature was still northwest of Brooksville along the Lowndes County line, and they extended the tornado watch for those areas within Lowndes County.
So the timeline for the tornado watch, and I believe they kept the tornado warning. I see that red polygon there. They did cancel the old tornado warning, looks like, for Lowndes County, but keep an eye on Jackson. Anna, if you see anything, let me know too.
Yeah, they said it's in effect until 11 p.m.
The new tornado watch?
Tornado watch
Okay.
previously in effect was ending at 9, but now it's at 11 p.m.
So they extended, yeah, there's only 30 more minutes for the tornado watch, so they went ahead and extended that just to be safe. And I see Birmingham is typing something, so let's see what the message is going to be. So are they going to issue or not? That is the million-dollar question right now. That's what we're all kind of waiting on. So let's punch up radar out of Columbus. And this is that tornadic thunderstorm in East Mississippi that has been producing a tornado for probably the past 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll see if that continues in Alabama. Understand in Alabama, the instability is very low once you cross over the state line, but there's just enough to where something could happen. Okay, they said they are not going to issue for Lamar and Fayette just yet. But they are certainly not giving it all clear. They're keeping a careful eye on it. So the Weather Service office in Birmingham saying they're going to hold off in Lamar County and Fayette County for now. But again, next up, we got to watch this coming into Pickens County out of Lowndes in northern Noxubee County, Mississippi. Let's put on the velocity with that. And again, you still got that kind of notch, the little feature right there. It's not extremely impressive, but this thing has been producing a tornado, and that doesn't matter if it looks impressive on velocity or not. If it's producing a tornado, it's still a threat. So let's go over to the debris and let's see if it's still there, and still got some evidence of debris there. That's northwest of Pickensville. And again, that is Aliceville, Memphis down there. We got a Carrollton there. And a storm we need to watch is this one coming into Pickens County. Let's go up to the Lamar County storm and let's just take a look at that together and make sure this thing is not going to produce anything. It is a close call. But that's it. It's all embedded in this rain. It's that little feature right there to the north of Millport that is approaching the Fayette area. This thing had some rotation that was beginning to develop, and Weather Service was right there on that button getting ready to press the trigger for a tornado warning. And they decided to hold off for now. And I do see they are typing a message. This is like the old AOL chat room. Oh, man. Some of y'all are old enough to remember the AOL chat room. Of course, you know, it's they are about to let us know something. So we are on pins and needles, whatever the Birmingham says. And it is Gerald that's over there, Gerald Satterwhite, that's at the National Weather Service office. He is behind the computer. He is behind the radar. He is operating this whole thing and letting us know what they're going to do. See, we don't, as the TV meteorologists, we don't issue the tornado warning. That is solely done by the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. And the reason for that is to stop confusion. I mean, I could be saying something totally different than Wes or Jason or Span. You know, we could all be saying something totally different here in terms of, you know, I think this is producing a tornado. Wes may not, Jason may not, and Span may think so. So to avoid all kinds of confusion, we've got that sole deal is done by the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. So we are very thankful for them. They are an incredible operation, and they know their stuff. So Gerald is sitting behind the hot seat right now, and he's going to let us know what they are seeing with that. So let's go back over to velocity while we're watching that. And let's see what we've got going on here in Lamar County. Oh, look at that. There's a little couplet forming to the west of Fayette. So that's that spot. We are carefully monitoring. Let's look, and you know, there's a little noise there. That's it could be something developing to that. Okay. So they're also watching that other one. So there's two storms we're watching. We're watching this little circulation that's over here in Lamar County. That feature right there to the west of Fayette. We've seen that. There it is. Again, it's a tight little circulation that's to the west of downtown Fayette. And in fact, Anna, if you want to punch up the Fayette camera over on the weather computer, and we'll look west of this thing because we'll be able to get a pretty good vantage from that on the weather computer back over there on the far end there. And we should be able to look at that thing. So again, there's Fayette. Let's watch for debris. Make sure there's nothing popping up here. Again, there's your debris signature, so far quiet, but we are really close to the radar, by the way. The radar site just right here to the northwest, so the radar beam is no more than a few hundred feet off the ground at that particular spot. Let's get back over to the velocity product. Again, we got a little circulation that's formed to the west of Fayette, southwest of Fayette, and this thing's going to be basically riding up parallel to Highway 96 on the northwest side of Fayette. So again, no tornado warning for Fayette County, but I'll say this, that same signature produced an EF1 last Saturday in Fayette County, a signature very similar to that. So it's a close call. So if you are in Fayette County, really from downtown Fayette to the north and to the west up here, I would take a tornado precaution and maybe go ahead and go to that safe place in your home just out of course of least regret. It's such a close call. So this could produce a tornado. Now, it's not going to produce a strong tornado. Now, I'm talking strong as an EF2 or stronger, but it could produce an EF0, it could produce an EF1, and a tornado like that can be a threat to life and property. So we need to take that one serious. The one to the south, this is what they're talking about that's just to the west of Pickensville, coming up towards Ethel'sville and Reform. That's another weak circulation, but it's not that impressive. It's not to the point to where the Weather Service is quite ready to pull the trigger on that. Let's pull up the debris and see if we still see anything there. And what's left of the debris still being scattered, most likely not being produced by a tornado, most likely falling out of the sky there in southern Lowndes County, Mississippi. And so again, if you're in that spot in Lowndes County, Mississippi, there may be tree leaves falling out of the sky, as we often see with these weaker EF0, EF1 type of tornadoes. So most likely that's what you're looking at right there. So let's go back to the north. I'll tell you what, let's go out to a wide view. Let's take Columbus radar. Let's just go out to a wide view and show everybody out there, because I know there's a lot of people watching from all over West Alabama, Central Alabama. Let me just show you everybody out there and what's going on. So again, it is 8:37, approaching 8:38. Again, I'm Richard Scott here. We've got Anna Duvall here in the studio with us, and we're basically watching these little areas of rotation that have developed within this line of thunderstorms, and it's such a close call to the way the Weather Service is sitting there, literally on the right there on the hot button, ready to press the trigger on a tornado warning for two different storms, one that's moving into Fayette County, one that's moving into Pickens. Now, the Weather Service office in Birmingham, they're waiting to see that little sweet spot where they're ready to go on that warning, and as soon as they decide to issue that, then we'll be able to show you that polygon. But so far we don't have a polygon for our West Alabama counties. Now, if you are in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham South, or most likely you're not going to have any severe weather issues. This part of the line down here is much weaker. The only really area we're concerned about is Pickens, Lamar, and Fayette. Once we get through that, most likely there's not going to be any other problems tonight. This is a low-end threat. This isn't a major threat. And let's see. Okay, so Weather Service saying Lamar, Fayetteville becoming a little more ragged. Let's see, Pickens is what they are watching for the highest potential right now. So again, they're starting to get less concerned with the Fayette and more concerned with the Pickens. So let me step off screen just for a moment. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull up our Fayette camera, weather graphic system here. Let me pull this up and let's just look at this together, because I am certainly interested in what it looks like out the door in Fayette. So here we go. This is what it looks like outside in Fayette. And we are looking off towards the northwest, and you see the winds blowing out there. It's showing the temperature of 59 at Fayette, which that's a good thing to see. But again, it's right on the edge of that warm front. So most likely as these storms get closer to Fayette, they'll begin to weaken just a bit more. So that the Weather Service mentioning how storms looking a little more ragged. That's moving into Fayette County, so that's most likely why, because they're moving kind of out of that instability. But again, you can see the rain falling there, just a kind of nasty evening there at Fayette. Let me show you the temperature map and kind of where we stand right now. And again, you see, notice how Tuscaloosa is at 63. And we got Linden at 66, but man, look at Meridian, almost 70 degrees right now. That is some warm air. That is where that unstable air is located. So that unstable air is certainly what we're keeping an eye on. We're right on the edge of that stuff. That's where we are very close to. I do want to remind you, information online, Facebook and X, Richard Scott, WVUA 23. We got a free app, WVUA 23, our website stream, so multiple places you can get us. And let me just show you how the rest of the night will unfold. By 10 o'clock, the line of thunderstorms should be near Demopolis, Tuscaloosa, and Coleman. Go towards 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight. The storms are weakening as we move further into central Alabama. And again, still got the evidence. There could be some snow flurries, snow showers tomorrow. Again, I'm not expecting any travel impact at all for tomorrow. So that is one good thing. We're not looking at any travel threat for tomorrow, even though you could see some snow flurries. So again, we'll keep an eye on that. So let's go back over to our watch warning map. We've got a wind advisory across a good chunk of Alabama. In fact, everybody out there across our counties, that is a wind advisory. There's technically no watches or warnings. We still got that tornado warning polygon for southern Lowndes County and also portions of northern Noxubee County, Mississippi. I do see that tornado warning southeast of Jackson. That's well to the south. But again, the reason we came on air is because we were very close to having a tornado warning for Pickens and Lamar. In fact, the National Weather Service were literally sitting at the computer getting ready to hit the trigger button on a warning based off of how close of a call the rotation was to their criteria. So, again, the Weather Service office in Birmingham does an awesome job on issuing these warnings. They try to eliminate the false alarm ratio. They don't want to issue tornado warnings for everything when it's not needed. So when it comes to a point where the Weather Service thinks it needs that warning, they'll go ahead and trigger, and that's where we'll go. So let's go back over to radar and show you kind of wide view of this whole thing. And this is going to become increasingly messy tonight. Again, your good instability is down here, but the better dynamics are beginning to pull away, and that's going to kind of lessen the threat. Plus, the instability is going to be pinched off. So in East Alabama, there's not really a threat at all. And again, these storms will continue to move off towards an east direction. So it's going to rain a lot tonight. It's going to be a pretty wet night across West Alabama as these storms do continue to move on through. So let's go back over to radar and let's take Columbus. Let's go back in tight and let's just look at these storms. So again, we'll take you into Pickens County in West Alabama. And again, the tornadic circulation is pretty much in the counties. And again, let's look at this thing. Go over to the velocity product. And it is close call, isn't it? My goodness. Weather Service just going to watch it, but let's see if they decide to trigger or not. So if you're in Pickens County, that's what we're watching, this spot right over the Tombigbee River. Again, there's Pickensville there. The campground sits out here. As you go back into Mississippi, again, there's the East Mississippi state line. So let's look at the debris and see if we see anything popping up there. And again, very noisy, so that's good. I don't see any sign of debris right now. Okay. And they are carefully monitoring this. Basically, they are really watching this storm. So again, let me take you back over to the velocity product. Let's just look at the wind together. I'm watching this just as well as you are. And again, we've got this area of rotation that's tried to develop right here, basically on the north side of Pickensville up Highway 14 between downtown and the Alabama-Mississippi state line. And again, this is Lowndes County, Mississippi. This is Noxubee County, Mississippi. And the potential tornado that may try to develop is essentially crossing the river now into Pickens County. And so the Weather Service said, Anna, they got a tornado warning drawn up, and they are getting ready to trigger. So again, this is I don't know if I've ever experienced such a close call on two storms like this. So you're basically living this, our experience as a meteorologist. It's when it's right on the fence, it's on the fence, and man, it certainly is tonight. So this thing could produce a tornado. Let's get back up to the debris product. So again, we're watching this real time. I'll try to give you a heads up as much as we can. And let's see, weather. All right, so they're going with a tornado warning for Pickens. So again, we're going to have a tornado warning now for Pickens County. The Weather Service is going ahead and drawing that up, Anna. So just a heads up for you. They are issuing a tornado warning for Pickens County. So let's.
We're also starting to see some hail.
Oh, get your mic, Anna. There you go.
We're starting to see some hail right above Pickensville.
Yeah, I see a little spot.
About pea-sized hail, so not very big, but.
Okay, so again, let me put on the velocity product. And again, the Weather Service watching this area crossing Highway 14, and they're going to go ahead and trigger a tornado warning for that. They say the tornado warning is coming. They haven't officially hit the button, but it's coming for Pickens County. So let me zoom this out just a bit. And let's show you kind of wide view of who's going to be impacted by this potential tornado that could be developing right there on Highway 14 on the north side of Pickensville. And this is going to cross Highway 82. This is most likely going to approach Beards Mill, Reform, and Palmetto. So Palmetto sits in North Pickens County on Highway 17. This will be mainly to the north of Carrollton. But again, even if you're in the north side of Carrollton, we want you to be in a safe place. So there goes the tornado warnings official. So let's put on the warning, and let's show you where it is in the polygon. And this does include downtown Carrollton. This warning is drawn more towards the east. So again, Gordo, Reform, and Carrollton, you're under the gun with this tornado warning. And I tell you what, Anna, if you want to pull on that warning, if you have that on your computer, and if you will get that information to us, Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, we're looking at this tornado warning, and it's going to be until 9:45. It's for Pickens County. It's radar indicated. Obviously, we see the signature coming in, and we're starting to identify that signature for a tornado. So you definitely need to take cover now if you're in Pickens County, the city of Reform, Carrollton, Gordo, Pickensville. That's heading towards y'all. So make sure you're away from any windows or in your safe place.
Yeah, so we also want to remind people, Anna, that if you're in a mobile home, you know, Pickens County, there's a big mobile home population in the county there. So if you are in a mobile home, we want you to seek shelter now immediately. Find a site-built structure somewhere that could potentially protect you from flying debris. So again, we're going to reset here in just a second, so stand by. All right, it's now 8:48. I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott with Anna Duvall here in the studio. We have got a tornado warning for Pickens County in West Alabama, thunderstorm that is capable and has a history of producing a tornado. So this is a storm of concern here as it has now moved across the state line very close to Pickensville on the Tombigbee River. In Carrollton, Stanzel, Reform, Gordo, a heads up, this potential tornado is coming towards you. I do want to mention, too, that I have got Facebook Live that's pulled up in the Weather Center with us. So if you have any damage where you are, if you want to comment on there and let me know what you see where you're at. If you're in Pickens County and if you have damage where you're at, let me know and we'll pass it along to the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. But they are certainly concerned about this strengthening area rotation. But again, if you are in Reform, Gordo, anywhere south and east of Ethelsville on Highway 82 from Reform to Gordo, or if you're coming back from Coker towards the Tuscaloosa County line, we want you to pull over now. Find a site-built structure. Find a convenience store, gas station somewhere in Reform, Gordo. There's a Jack's. You stop at any location in a safe place, and those stores would be in their bathroom that doesn't have windows. Most of those restaurants and gas stations have a blocked-in bathroom, so that would be a good place to get if you're driving on Highway 82 in West Alabama and Pickens County, in between, really from Reform to the county line to Tuscaloosa County line. Again, Tuscaloosa County not under a tornado warning at the moment, but that may change. But again, this is going to be coming upon Carrollton, Gordo, and Reform very soon. So let's go over to Columbus radar and show you this is the thunderstorm. Now, if you look at the reflectivity, now we're looking at the raindrops within the storm. If you look at the reflectivity, we'll say, man, this is just a noisy thunderstorm. But if you look at the velocity, and that tells a different story. We've got a pretty strong evidence. Look at the rotation increasing with that scan to the northeast of Pickensville. So I could tell you now, if you are right in the heart of Pickensville, back to the Tombigbee River, back to the state line of East Mississippi and Lowndes County, Noxubee County, we'll give you an all clear from that. This storm has passed on. It is now east of Pickensville. But again, it's going to be very close to Carrollton and Stanzel. That's Highway 17 that runs from Beasley up to Carrollton to Stanzel to Reform to Palmetto. Now, this thing has made more of an east turn, so rather than going northeast towards Palmetto, I think this tornado is going to be moving towards Stanzel, Reform, or Carrollton, and then eventually Gordo. So again, this is a tight evidence of rotation. Let's look at the debris and see what we've got here. And again, I don't see any sign of debris right now, but I can tell you right now it could change at any second. So we could see a debris signature pop up right in this area. And if there is a tornado down, it's going to be to the northwest of Carrollton. That's Highway 86. It runs from Pickensville to Carrollton to Gordo, the cutoff just on the east side of Gordo. If you're traveling up Highway 82, you make that long, windy, curvy road back to Carrollton, and then you go to Pickensville. I've been on that road many times going to the park over the Pickensville, near the Pickensville Lock and Dam, and the Lock and Dam in Pickensville. And again, the Weather Service keeping a careful eye on it. And again, we've got the honor tonight of having Gerald Satterwhite at the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. He's keeping a very close eye on this. He's actually on the hot button of issuing this warning, and he's on here with us, which is awesome. To have the experience of Gerald there. So again, there's Pickensville, there's Carrollton, and we're keeping a close eye on this spot right there. Let's go back over to, tell you what, let's look at the base velocity, tight evidence of rotation, and storm relative. Again, this isn't an April type of tornado. This is going to be your EF0, EF1 type of tornado if there's one down. But again, it's certainly a threat to life and property if there is one down. And again, this is what we're keeping an eye on, this to the northeast of Pickensville. So let me zoom out briefly, and let's take Columbus radar and show you wide view. So everybody across central and west Alabama. So I know there's a lot of people watching from all over the state. And I'm trying my best to give you as much notice as I can with these thunderstorms in Alabama. Understand the instability is much lower across central Alabama. This is a low-end threat for much of the area, but there's a spot within this line of thunderstorms that's kind of gotten out of hand, and that's right here in Pickens County. Now, the other storms to the north of there, back to the southwest of there, not that impressive. These are not impressive thunderstorms. The only storm of concern is this one here in Pickens County. And that storm has a higher potential to produce a tornado. And it's really in that sweet spot. I think the warm front's somewhere draped right in here now. In fact, we checked, Tuscaloosa was at 63. And I think that warm front is very close to the Tuscaloosa area now. So, perhaps that storm is following that boundary or near that boundary as that warm air moves northward. It's kind of riding that. So if you notice, the Fayette storm did weaken some as it crossed over into more stable air. So this one is on the bottom end of the top end of the instability axis. You go north of that, the air is a little more stable. So let's take a look at that. And I'll tell you what, we got Anna Duvall in the Weather Center with us too. Anna, I know you're keeping an eye on the storms as well. Are you seeing anything over there?
Yeah, we're seeing a few power outages right now in Pickens County, 196 people without power. So we're starting to see people being affected by this.
Where was that, Anna?
It was in Pickens.
And how many outages?
It was 196 people without power right now.
Okay, so we're starting to get a few power outages in that area. What else you seeing over there, Anna?
Yeah, I was going to say I drew a storm track on this storm that we're watching, and if you're in Reform or Pickensville, Belleville, Lock and Dam, Owens, Kirk, these are the places you need to start seeking shelter, finding an area if you need to seek that elsewhere, not in your home. If you're in a mobile home, trying to find somewhere you need to be when these storms start getting into your area.
Yeah, this is still a dangerous thunderstorm. Anna, one good thing is this is not the instability we have like in April. So this storm, while it is a powerful storm, it's not going to produce one of those strong EF4, EF5 tornadoes. But I mean, Anna, it doesn't matter. EF0 is still strong, right?
Right, and we're seeing a lot of winds out there too. We're expecting pretty heavy wind gusts today, up to like 35 miles per hour, I think. So still really heavy winds that will take down trees in your area, so you need to be prepared for that as well.
Yeah, and power outage is a bad thing going into tomorrow, Anna, with the cold air coming in. So hopefully these storms won't cause too much in the way of power outages. This is something we're concerned about. So thank you, Anna, for that update. And again, if you see anything, keep me updated on that. So again, here we go. There's Reform. There's Gordo. That is Highway 17 that runs out of Aliceville. This is going to be north of the women's prison facility in Aliceville. This is going to be now to the east of Pickensville. So I know technically Pickensville is still under the tornado warning, but clearly the circulation has passed to the east of Pickensville. But again, there's the north end of the polygon. Now, if you're up here at Palmetto sits at the very top of your screen behind this banner. If you are north of Reform at Palmetto, it sits right there. Again, there's some rain and thunderstorms up there, but in terms of the tornado threat, it's a little further towards the south. Now, I will say this, the reflectivity kind of looks messy. It doesn't look that well organized based off reflectivity, but let's look at the velocity, and we still have a couplet there. Let's go to base velocity, and there we go. So just on the northwest side of Carrollton, and tell you what, let's look at the debris, see if we've got anything right about there. So let's punch that up. And there's a little spot there, Anna. You see that? That's on the northwest side of Carrollton. So keep an eye on the Weather Service, too. And if they mention that, let me know. So that is a close call. Let's see. Also got some trees down. That is, where is that? That is over in Cherokee County. Okay, so we've got some trees down being reported over in Cherokee County as well. So one good thing is the Weather Service is saying this storm is beginning to look a little less impressive. We just mentioned that on the reflectivity. It's not quite looking as good as it once was, but it's still a dangerous thunderstorm that could produce a tornado. Let me go back over to the reflectivity. And, yeah, this thing does not look as impressive as it did just a few moments ago as it was crossing out of East Mississippi into West Alabama. But, again, we still have the tornado warning for Pickens County. We still want you to shelter in that safe place, out of a mobile home and out of a car. Find a site-built structure. And if you don't feel safe in your home, find an alternative place to shelter. But you know what? If you're along Highway 17 here from Beasley to Carrollton to Stanzel to Reform, it's too late. Don't go anywhere now. Even if you're in your mobile home, it's too late to go seek shelter anywhere. So hunker down if you're between Reform and Beasley along Highway 17 there. But if you are in Gordo, you've got about 5 minutes. You can seek shelter quickly as this storm is moving off towards a east direction. And tell you what, let me check with this tornado warning just for a moment. And they've got this moving east at 40 miles per hour. So let's do a track on this thing in this potential tornado. And I say potential because it's not confirmed. It's just to the point where it is a dangerous thunderstorm that could produce a tornado. And this thing is moving off towards the east at 40 miles per hour. Now, I will say this. If you're watching us from Tuscaloosa County, most likely this thing will fizzle in terms of its rotation before it gets to the county line. Now, again, I can't guarantee that, but most likely it will not hold together into Tuscaloosa County unless it's able to reorganize. Understand, it's moving outside of that unstable air. So let's do a track on this thing, and again, it's moving off towards an east direction, so let's just kind of track this whole little line segment here, and let's go east at 40 miles per hour. And again, that's where it's going. So again, if you are at Carrollton, you need to be in shelter right now. Again, the circulation's on top of Carrollton. It does not show Reform or Gordo, but if you're at Reform or Gordo, it does show Gordo. There it is, 922. But if you're at Bell, that's very close to the Reform community. 914, I would go ahead and get in shelter right now if you are in that area. So again, we've got a dangerous thunderstorm approaching eastern Pickens County. It could move into West Tuscaloosa County if it holds together. Samantha, we got 956. That's over in Tuscaloosa County up towards Northside High School and Walker Elementary. Weather Service mentioning they believe they may be seeing a debris signature. So let's go into this thing. Let me clear this data off. And let's go into this tight because they think they're seeing a debris signature on the north side of Carrollton. And this storm looks mild. Look, they got it confirmed. So they did confirm this tornado. So we got a confirmed tornado based off of the debris signature. So let's go to this thing. We're just talking about that spot that looked like it could potentially. There it is. All right. So we got a tornado down, about to approach Stanzel. It's literally at Stanzel now, about to cross Highway 17 between Reform and Carrollton. I will say this: if you are in Reform westward, you're safe. If you are at downtown Carrollton, point south towards Beasley, you're safe. This tornado is in a very wooded part of Pickens County, but Stanzel right there, you're going to be in the direct line of a confirmed tornado based off of radar. Next up is Bell, then Gordo. Gordo's right there, the very far right of your screen. So again, we have a confirmed radar-indicated tornado. And we see that. So again, if you are in Pickens County, in West Alabama, we got a confirmed tornado right there that's about to cross Highway 17 between Carrollton and Reform. Again, if you are at downtown Reform west or north towards Palmetto, you're okay. That tornado is going to clearly stay to your south. If you are below Carrollton towards Beasley on Highway 17, the tornado is clearly going to stay to your north. But again, this tornado is right at Stanzel. Let's look at the velocity. Stanzel right there. Put on the velocity, and let's look at this together. And the rotation does not look as impressive as it did just a few moments ago. But again, that's what's left of it. This basically eddy within this line, a kink in this line that's formed, and it's producing a confirmed tornado. So again, Anna over in the Weather Center with us. Anna, are you seeing anything new out of this? Anything interesting going on?
We're actually seeing some more power outages in Pickens County. We're up to 224 now. And that can be dangerous with that cold weather coming in right after these storms coming through. But the National Weather Service is saying the same thing that Richard is. It's moving east 40 miles an hour. The flying debris, it's mostly knocking over those trees. Like Richard said, it's in that wooded area of Pickens County. But there is some debris signature that is on the radar. So the tornado is on the ground. So you need to be seeking shelter. And you need to be taking cover now. If you're in one of those areas that Richard was pointing out is heading your way, so you need to make sure you're on the lowest floor of your house or in a door frame or in your bathroom. These are great places to be. It's too late if you are in Carrollton or heading into Reform. So if you're in these areas, it's too late to go anywhere else. Just seek shelter and get in the safest place possible in your house right now.
Yeah, so, and especially out of a mobile home. But again, Anna, unfortunately, you mentioned it's basically too late if you're near the Carrollton area, just north of Carrollton, because this tornado is on top of you on the north side of town. So, the people that have the Carrollton mailing address, you might not be right in downtown Carrollton, but if you're just a hair to the north, that's where we're talking about. And again, if you are on the south side of Reform too, that's what we're looking at for this danger. So, in terms of the velocity, I mean, this thing does not look that impressive. I mean, what's left of this thing's right there, but it's producing a tornado. It's really incredible that, the couplet is not that impressive, but it is producing a confirmed tornado. It's just enough wind to pick up tree limbs and debris, and we can see that. Let's look at the debris signature. There it is right over Stanzel right now, and it's going to be approaching Bell and Gordo. So, again, the cutoff of Highway 86 is over there on the east side of Gordo. Again, the potential, the confirmed tornado is going to cross somewhere maybe a hair north of that, northwest of that, maybe right at downtown Gordo towards Bell. And then you got Reform there. So if you're at Reform right now, Pickens County, and you're driving down the highway towards Gordo, I would pull over now at Reform. Stop at Reform, again, at a gas station or store, and stop there. before traveling down 82 because the potential for a tornado is going to be there. So just east of Gordo or east of Reform. So don't go past Reform if you are driving on 82. And really same for the Tuscaloosa County line. If you're on 82 heading westbound down Highway 82 towards Gordo or towards Reform, I would stop before you get to Gordo, as a potential for a tornado is there. Or turn around. Turn around if you're in West Tuscaloosa County outside of Coker and head back towards Northport or Tuscaloosa, because this potential tornado is right at Stansel right now. New scan looks like our debris is fading, so that is good. I certainly hope that continues. Let's look at the velocity product with that. Again, the rotation is not that impressive, but certainly it was enough to produce a tornado. And we know it did. National Weather Service office, they'll go out tomorrow and look at the damage. But again, what's left of the rotation is there. And again, it's approaching West Tuscaloosa County. If you are in Tuscaloosa County, most likely they will not extend the tornado warning into Tuscaloosa County unless this rotation comes back or unless we see a debris signature. For right now, they have not done that. But again, it's certainly a close call. And I tell you what, we'll take our Tuscaloosa camera, and let me pull that up real quick, and let's see what we've got out the door, because we've got a camera that's at downtown Tuscaloosa. Okay, I see right here. Let me tell you what, let me show you your Fayette camera too. So hold on one second. Let me go back up to radar, and let's just go to this thing together. And we've got a camera that's at downtown Tuscaloosa, and that's Fayette. Here's Tuscaloosa. The temperature's up to 64 now. So, again, we're beginning to warm up. Look at the wind out of the south at 20 miles per hour here in Tuscaloosa. So, again, that warm air is coming north. That's that instability that is trying to make its return northward into our area. And just to the point to where these thunderstorms have enough storm fuel. Understand instability is like storm fuel. It's gasoline to fire. These thunderstorms are working with that. So again, that's what it looks like from Tuscaloosa. Here's Fayette. And again, 61 at Fayette. It's absolutely pouring rain at downtown. See the American flag there in front of the Pfeiffer facility. This is looking back towards the co-op. We've got Golden Eagle facility back off towards the far right of your screen. So here's your thunderstorms. Again, they continue to move off towards the east. That's your line of storms that is capable of producing a tornado in Pickens County. You've seen that confirmed tornado for a while. But as this moves into Tuscaloosa County, most likely it will begin to weaken just a bit. I'll tell you what, we've got another confirmed tornado, and this is well outside of our area, so I don't want to focus on this long. It's down here southwest of Meridian. See that a pink polygon. So you see the red polygon representing a radar indicated rotation. But if you see a pink or purple polygon, that means it is a confirmed tornado. Tell you what, Anna, you got an update from the National Weather Service in Birmingham. If you want to mention what they're talking about there, and I'm going to show you this storm while we do.
Right. The National Weather Service in Birmingham just said that they aren't planning to extend the tornado watch into Tuscaloosa County right now. That
The warning? Warning or watch?
Warning.
Oh, okay, I got you. Go ahead.
The tornado looks to have dissipated at this point. They're going to keep watching it very closely as the line moves from Pickens into Fayette County. So they're going to continue to watch that, but they're not looking to extend it any further.
All right, so they're going to cut this warning off at basically the end of the warning. So that's good. So hopefully this will not continue into Tuscaloosa County. But again, that's the latest on that. Thank you, Anna, for that update. So again, Anna's watching the National Weather Service chat room. So let's take a radar full and let's look at this thing together, because we do have a confirmed tornado down here in south portions of Mississippi, south of Meridian as well. So again, that's to the east of Jackson, that little pink polygon there. So this is kind of the next batch of severe storms that are basically below Interstate 20 in Mississippi. So again, the other storm of concern, obviously the one that's in Pickens County. So let's go back up to that. And while we do, for everybody that is watching in other parts of Alabama, we have no additional severe weather ongoing. Now, understand it's rough weather right now in Fayette. We just showed you that camera at the Pfeiffer facility. It is absolutely pouring in downtown Fayette. Heavy rain stretches up into Kansas, Nauvoo area, northwest Walker County, southern portions of Winston County, just north of Nauvoo. That's dealing with some of that heavier rain, too. And then to the southwest, we just got rain falling in Sumter County and Greene County. So nothing, no sign of severe weather with that. So the only storm of concern really is the Pickens County one. And they are watching it very carefully, of course. But in terms of a tornado, it looks like it may have dissipated, as Anna mentioned. So let's go back into this. And again, this is to the west of Tuscaloosa. And starting to see reflectivity pick up again with that storm. So with temperatures coming up too, we need to monitor this very carefully for any potential for a recycling of this thunderstorm that could produce another tornado. But again, if you are to the east of Highway 17, that's what we're talking about. So anybody from now Reform to Carrollton westward, you're in all clear from this storm and any other storm. So the threat is now shifting into far eastern Pickens County at basically Gordo. And let's zoom in tight to this storm. And again, if this storm continues, it's going to cross into western Tuscaloosa County. That's a cold. That's Highway 171 that runs from just the north side of Northport all the way up to the Fayette County line, crosses into Fayette County. Highway 43 that runs up from, let's see, the Civic Center up towards the Chapel Hill Baptist Church, towards the Samantha area. Again, that includes Northside High School, Walker Elementary. Eventually, this same rotation, if it holds together, it's going to cross this part of Tuscaloosa County. So again, you've got a Highway 171. You've got Bone Camp Road that connects to Highway 171 to Highway 43. Rue Road that connects Highway 171 to Bone Camp Road. And again, Jackson's Trace also. You're looking at those areas. Now, you're not under a tornado warning right now. And the National Weather Service says they don't, for the moment, plan on extending into Tuscaloosa County. I just want to let you know that if you are in that area, you need to keep an eye on the weather. You need to keep an eye on things. It looks like, Anna, did they cancel the tornado warning for Pickens totally now?
They're actually talking about how Barry and Fayette is starting to look interesting. We're starting to see the reflectivity getting a little stronger there as it pushes through that area, heading towards Barry and Fayette County. So they're watching that very closely as they're keeping an eye on the Carrollton area as well.
And again, I just saw the message come across right after you stopped talking there, Anna. They did cancel the tornado warning for Pickens County. So literally just did that. And I thought I saw that polygon disappear. And actually texting my wife because she's in the path of that storm. But they are okay for now. So just to let you know that y'all are okay for now. But in the next 10 minutes, let's watch it very carefully. So again, we got a dangerous thunderstorm that was at one time producing a tornado in Pickens County. It has weakened some, but there's still some weak rotation within that storm. It's very interesting and something that something we're carefully monitoring. So again, just making sure. I'm checking everything kind of behind the scenes here too. So if you are watching us on our social media platforms, Facebook Live and the website stream, also the free app, WVUA 23, just some places you can get us. We are nonstop on there. So we've been on for quite some time. We've been watching these storms come out of East Mississippi, and we went on the air a little early, well before these storms did actually trigger a tornado warning, and I'm glad we did because these storms did end up doing something in Pickens County. So they did produce a tornado. But let's see what the Weather Service is watching in terms of a potential tornado. There's still some weak rotation there at Gordo. So, again, while the Weather Service has canceled that tornado warning, there's still some evidence of weak rotation there, and that's going to be moving into West Tuscaloosa County. Again, there's no tornado warning formally for Tuscaloosa County, but let's monitor it. There's the spot that Anna was talking about near Barry in Fayette County. This will be moving into Walker County. You got Carbon Hill, Kansas and Nauvoo right up there. The home of the great Keith Dobbins is right there in northwest Walker County. And this is going to be moving into that general direction towards Carbon Hill and Townley to the west of Oakman. Now, this is not a tornado warning, but there's a spot on the radar that we're watching, as well as the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. So let's go to our, let's just check out a couple of things right here. So again, we're looking at base velocities put on storm relative. We're looking at that spot there. Not overly impressive. Let's look at the debris. Make sure there's nothing there. Well, and again, nothing there is noisy, so that is good. Let's go down to the south. I really want to watch this storm coming into West Tuscaloosa County for anything suspicious going on down here near Gordo. And again, you don't see any, this is correlation coefficient. This is our dual pole technology. This is essentially where we can see any sort of debris being lofted. And we've seen that several times now in Pickens County. That started back in Lowndes County and portions of Noxubee County in Mississippi, moved into West Alabama, produced another tornado very close to Stansel area that crossed Highway 17 in Pickens County. And again, that storm is approaching West Tuscaloosa County, so something we're closely monitoring. But right now, again, there's no tornado warning there. So let's take on the watch warning map, and let's look at this thing together. So you see no red. That's good. So they have canceled that tornado warning. So again, Jen, here in just a little bit, we'll send it back over to program unless they, so you guys can set for the 10 o'clock news. We've got the 10 o'clock news coming up here in about 45 minutes. And as long as there's not an immediate danger, then we can let them get ready for that, the newscast coming up at 10. But again, there's no warnings now for Pickens or Tuscaloosa County. But we are watching it like a hawk. So let me go out to the wide view and show you everybody out there. And what you see across central Alabama, West Alabama 10, that is a wind advisory for tonight and for tomorrow. Again, we've got strong south winds tonight ahead of that front. Tomorrow and late tonight, we're going to have howling northwest winds. It's going to bring in the snow flurries and snow showers. No travel impact at all expected from that, but it's going to be a windy and mighty cold day tomorrow. That wind's going to be awful. Again, wind chill values tomorrow below freezing for much of the day. Let's go to the reflectivity, and I know we got people watching from all over the place. Let me just try to reset this whole thing for you. We've got, again, rain approaching Tuscaloosa, raining in Utah, raining down the Interstate 2059 corridor towards Livingston. And in those areas there, we're not necessarily concerned about a tornado. We're more concerned about this up here that's approaching North Tuscaloosa County, that in Fayette County approaching Walker County. This is moving out of your unstable air, so most likely this will be a short-term threat. Let's see, the Weather Service is mentioning something, so I'm just going to see what they're going to say here. This is National Weather Service office in Birmingham. And we got a message chat room with them, and they can let us know what they are seeing and what's going on with that. So let's go into this storm that's in Fayette County, because it looks like that's the strongest storm now in the eastern side of the county. And while we do that, Anna, if you want to keep an eye on that chat room and let me know if they say anything interesting. So those guys hold the power. They've got the power to issue the warnings. There's a little spot there northeast of Berry, north of Bowley Springs, coming up on Nauvoo and portions of western Walker County, Kansas area. All right. Let's go to the velocity product here. And look at this thing together. So we got a little spot there in Fayette County. This down here in Pickens County seems to steadily be weakening. So happy to report that. If you are in Tuscaloosa County, that's still certainly weakening just a bit. So let's go back into this thing tight. This is over Gordo, what's left of that kind of weak area rotation. And that's it right there on Highway 82. That's Ocola there, Highway 171, Highway 43. On the very far right side of your screen, that's the banks of Lake Tuscaloosa. And still got broad rotation here, basically between Gordo and the Tuscaloosa County line. But at this point, not looking that impressive. Okay. So here's an update from Gerald at the Weather Service office in Birmingham. Okay, so Fayette County storm becoming less interesting. Go ahead, Anna.
Oh, yes. So Gerald is just saying that those storms have become less interesting.
Okay.
And down from Winston County to Pickens County in the Tuscaloosa County areas, we're just down to a line of heavy rain and storms coming through with pockets of those gusty winds we talked about earlier, Richard, 35 miles per hour.
Yeah.
We're looking at those heavy wind gusts that can take down the tree limbs and parts of your roof off. So we just need to be watching out for those wind gusts coming through as this rain passes through.
All right. I'll show you our Fayette camera. This is from the Pfeiffer facility. And to tell you now, the wind has changed directions there. You see the American flag beginning to flap out of the southwest and west. And, you know, right now they're still showing the temperature 61 at Fayette. But I'll tell you now, it's about to drop off pretty quickly as that cold air begins to rush in. We've got a temperature 64. From Brydinia and Tuscaloosa, wind out of the south at 22 miles per hour. That strong southerly wind in Tuscaloosa helping bring that warm, moist air, that kind of storm fuel for the storms that are approaching the area. Now, it has rained some in Tuscaloosa, but clearly the heavy stuff is off to the west. So again, just to reiterate, no watches, no warnings now in our coverage area. The tornado warning for Pickens County has been allowed to expire the rest of tonight. This is 10 o'clock. Again, should be raining over Tuscaloosa down the interstate towards Livingston. 10:30, there's your rain and thunderstorms. Again, should be much weaker at that point. It runs out at instability. 11:30, there's your storms near Birmingham, Brent, Centerville, Greensboro, Linden. All right, let's go towards midnight. And again, your storms at that point should be to the southeast of there, so weakening as they go. So again, nice and quiet. So I like to see that. Hey, information on our social media platforms. Keep up to date with us right here on Facebook. Richard Scott, WVUA 23. We've got a free app, WVUA 23, and get that live information nonstop too. So good places to get us, and we'll be live at 10 o'clock coming up here in just a moment. So tell you what, Jen, I believe you're in the control room. Okay, we got Jen in the control room. She's got the power behind pressing the button to take us off the TV, and we'll do that here in just a second. Let's look one more time before we go at these storms. And let's look into, I see the tornado warning down there below Meridian, but most likely those will weaken as they cross over. So again, the storm is clearly weakened now. It's moved into northwest Tuscaloosa County, approaching the Samantha area, Northside High School. There's a Morris Bridge on 171. And again, the Brownville area too. Heavy rain, but again, no sign of a tornado now. We'll put on the velocity, and let's just make sure there's no sign, because that thing was, yeah, there's nothing there. So that's good. So let's go up towards the north. So again, if you're in northern Tuscaloosa County, I tell you, most likely you will just have rain with no tornado threat. Still got that little spot there moving into Walker County towards Townley, just southeast of Carbon Hill, Prospect, Saragossa. Again, there's nothing overly concerning with that, so we'll continue to monitor that. So, okay, what we'll do, let's go back over to the program. Join us live at 10 o'clock coming up in about 38 minutes. Hope you can join us live for that. And if anything happens, get a tornado warning, we'll be right back here. I do want to mention, just for a couple of more minutes, going to hang out on Facebook, and then we'll let you go too. But for TV viewers, we will see you live coming up at 10 o'clock. All right, Facebook World and website stream app, we're still here with you just for a few more minutes. Then we're going to let you go too, because we got to get ready for the 10 o'clock news. So there is a tornado warning below Meridian. We're going to watch that for Choctaw and Sumter Marengo. Again, there's no sign of that moving across yet. This up here in northern Tuscaloosa County, it is weaker, basically just a line segment now, moving into Walker County and through far northern Tuscaloosa County. Winston County approaching Smith Lake got some pretty heavy rainfall, so let's kind of go down this line here. And there could be still some gusty wind potential. There's no severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warning with that. So let's go down towards the south here and look at this. Hey, Anna, do you have any updates on power outages too while we look at this line? And while you look at that, I do want to mention too, Jasper, Cordova, we got some really heavy rain coming, but no sign of a tornado with that. Berry, Bowley Springs area, that's your little line segment that's coming your way. And then North Tuscaloosa County, Samantha got some pretty heavy rain that's from Ecola up towards Moores Bridge, Brownville. There is Samantha. Northside High School sits up there. There's the Fayette County line close to Big Al's Restaurant. There's a Berry. Bowley Springs sits right there. Got some heavy rain coming to your area. Downtown Tuscaloosa to the south, just some rain, but nothing severe. And Anna, you got that update?
Yeah, so
okay, go ahead.
224 people still out of power in Pickens County.
Yeah.
176 people out in Fayette County. Now, we see a little bit more in Tuscaloosa as it's making its way to our area. 441 people already out of power in Tuscaloosa County. So that number is surely going to rise as the storm moves through the area.
And that could be some pressure gradient winds too, pre-thunderstorm winds knocking some of those trees down. So that is a very real possibility. It's going to be windy tonight. Anna, again, you mentioned that some of those outages already, especially towards Pickens and Lamar and Fayette as those storms are coming through. And those are obviously thunderstorm winds. Let's go to radar out of Jackson. So let's take Jackson. And I want to see what's coming towards our friends to the southwest. Again, Sumter and Marengo and Choctaw. That's DeKalb, Mississippi. Nothing severe with that. And there's your tornadic thunderstorms near Bay Springs, Mississippi. And again, just for reference, that's Laurel down towards Hattiesburg. There's Quitman. That's a Highway 45 corridor that runs up and down the East Mississippi state line. And let's look at the velocity with this. Let's see what this thing looks like. Not that impressive, but it could produce a tornado. Again, this is going to move into Choctaw County in about an hour. So again, just a heads up, if you are in Choctaw County, there's Butler, there's Needham, there's Gilbertown towards Silas, up and down Highway 17. Again, there's nothing immediately pressing down there. And I know that's outside of our coverage area. But again, a lot of people are watching on the Facebook live stream down there. If you're in southern Sumter County, from York down towards, even towards Cuba, and the, just watching. I don't see anything with this stuff to the west, so that's good. So again, if you're in southern Sumter, Choctaw, Marengo County, we're going to watch things for you too over the next couple of hours. I don't think this is going to be a long duration threat, so that is encouraging news. So again, there's your line of thunderstorms, continues to work off towards the east. Let's look at Fayette County, Walker County, make sure there's nothing trying to spin up there. This should be about it. And we should be able to get back into our 10 o'clock news with no problems. Yeah, I don't see anything here that's suspicious. So, yeah, we should be okay. A little kick up in winds there close to Bowley Springs, east side of Berry. But again, right now, nothing that is immediately pressing. So, tell you what, let's take a break. Get ready for our 10 o'clock news coming up here in a little bit. So, we're going to stop the Facebook Live. So, join us live at 10. If we do get a tornado warning, we will be here. I can assure you we'll come right back. Let's see. Somebody mentioning the weather in Berry, Alabama is horrible right now. Strong winds going on. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, and by the way, Pickens County, I can give an all clear for you. Just reading some of the comments. Rough weather back in north side area. Strong winds up there. Bibb County area, you guys will deal with these storms later, but not as strong there. Let's see. Yeah, there's no tornado warning for Tuscaloosa County, just mentioning that. Strong winds in Gordo area. see. All right. So again, just to reiterate, the threat is coming to an end. We'll continue to monitor this. If there is any kind of sign of a tornado redeveloping, I'll let you know about it. We'll jump back on TV and Facebook Live. So got to let you go so we get ready for 10 o'clock news. We'll post updates right here. We'll see you then.